Hello and welcome back to EVE Online. Now, last time that we were here, we were fitting a ship for exploration, and today we're going to take it out. Now, I do have to apologise. The last time I did rewatch back the video and I did miss one or two things, and I also noticed that my UI scale was relatively rubbish for the video. So I have upscaled the UI. You should now be able to see everything much more clearly. And the video quality should also be much better thanks to some help I got over at the EVE Facebook group. If you guys are not part of, you should generally be some great guys there and some great help you can get. Now, what I missed with the fit is you will need to purchase some of these guys here. These are core scanning probes. Now, your probe scanner that we fitted here last time will not work without them, so you need to take a minimum of 8 of them and just shoving them in there. Now you can't have more, it just means you can launch repeatedly, but ultimately you only need 8 to do any scanning. Now today what we're going to do is we're going to be out scanning in high sec. You'll notice I'm no longer in Jita, I am now in the system of WOOS. I have ran out here because it's a nice dead end system, 0.6 security, so we're still in high sec, still relatively safe, but as they always say in EVE, you are not safe anywhere. The moment we say undock is the consent to full on PvP. 0.6 just means there will be retribution should someone attack us. But keep it in mind you are not perfectly safe. Alright, so what we're going to do today is we're going to start by popping out into the wider EVE community. We'll jump to a safe spot and then we'll start scanning. Now what I'll do is I'll talk you through some of the basics of that as we go. Alright, so first of all we just undock, clicking the undock button up here. Probably already familiar with that. I don't have to explain that much, surely. Oh, I seem to have hit a button which has opened the agent finder. Not needed at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I have my warp to on my over here, and I'm just going to warp to the star at the center of the system. Now warping to the star will allow us to be in a central location for the entire system. It's also somewhere, it just means that we're somewhere out of the way. Now, unfortunately, we're quite easy to find at the star. It's, as I said, it's a very central location, relatively big thing. You can't miss it. It's quite large, as you can see. Quite pretty now, as well. Gives an excellent backdrop for some screenshots, which I might take later. Okay, so the first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to open up our probe scanner, which if you come down here, you see the tactical overview, and then just below the tactical overview, the scanners. You have 3 options. You have your directional scanner, solar system map, and your probe scanner, which also can be opened with Alt-P. You click it, you will be presented with something like this. Now, I'm probably going to present it with something more like that when you initially start. What you see is you have these cosmic signatures, and you'll also have these ones which appear to be already scanned down for you. Now, these cosmic signatures are the ones we are focusing on today. So what we're going to do is we're going to filter it, and we're going to remove anomalies, which are the green ones. Alright, there we go, this is our map. Those red blips are the cosmic signatures. What we want to do is we want to scan them down. So we're gonna move that to see a bit so we can see it, but we can also still see our toolbar here. And we want to fire our probes. Boom. There they are out on the map now. Okay, so you notice I get a fully unlocked, which just means I don't have another 8 in my module. So what we're going to do is we're just going to sort them by ID, and we're just going to start with the top. Double click it, that highlights the one we want to look at. Now, you notice this big red area of effect around it. Now that means it's its scanning radius. It means that that point is within that area, but that's all the system knows, that it's in that. So what we do is, first of all, since it's a circle, a big sphere, you can see it's a sphere by looking around, we want to make sure we're on pinpoint formation, and that should put your probes to the right formation. And then we just want to click here and drag the probes right on top of it. Now from a 2B perspective that looks great, but if we swap down to a side view, we'll notice we're not quite there. So pull them back on top and from that view as well. And there we go. Now we just want to have a quick look around. We can see we're up, give or take approximately and stuff. You can zoom in and adjust as need be, but really at this first scan we're just going to be approximating, so it's not that great of an issue. Next thing we'll notice that we don't quite cover the red square. So you notice here it says 4 AU on our probe scale. We just want to pop that up to 8, and now look at that, we now cover it. That's us. Now, the important things for scanning are these items up here. You've got your scan strength, which you see is adjusted by the skill I have installed, which gave me 20.75 bonus to my scan strength. We also notice that the ship I'm in gives me a bonus as well. That is what I was talking about last time. So, along with that, we also have the scan deviation. Once again, can be reduced by skills. And finally, the amount of time it's going to take for us to actually scan. Once again, this will be based on skills can affect this, along with implants and modules on the ship. Alright, but for now, you see that it's about 8 seconds, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit Analyze. And whilst we're waiting for that to analyze, we'll just have a wee look around. Now, as you see, the probes are pinpointing the location, and if we watch up in the left here, we can see, oh, there we go. Now we scanned down one that just happened to be in the way. It wasn't the one we were aiming at, but it just happened to be nearby, and it has scanned at 24.8%. But the one we were looking at here is scanned to 3, and you look, it has moved and also changed shape. So what we need to do is once again move our scanning point back on board, move down using this to side view. Once again we go back, and now that it's much smaller, there's no circle around it, or sphere. So what we'll do, move it right on top, and then we'll pull our probe size down all the way down to 1 AU. Keeping everything still within the circle, but we're going to try and pinpoint it directly, see what we're looking for. Let's hope we're looking for relic or data sites, what we're looking for, but if we find something else, we'll have a quick discussion about it. Right, so we've noticed that it's now gone up to 7.1. So we're on the right track, we're getting there, and once again it has moved, so we'll be repositioning. Now, with regards to scanning, a lot of it is this is the slow part. You will be repositioning your scanners a lot. As your skills improve, you will get better at it. Not only will you get better just from experience, but your skills improve allow you to do this much faster until you start moving down to low sec and null sec and even wormholes. Once you get out there, you'll find that scanning is much more difficult, but not impossible even for a low level character. What we're looking for, now here's an interesting point. Right, now our scanner's pointed 2 locations that our thing could possibly be at. Up here or down here. Now you can scan both of them down, and one will disappear. It's a ghost, so what you've got is a sensor blip essentially. Now the way I found it is it always tends to be the further away one from where you scan. So if you look up from the top, you see that one's close, one's far. Always go for the one that's further away. Can be hard to tell sometimes, but it is best just go for that one furthest away, and that'll help with our program. Once again, we'll drop down to 0.5 AU, and we'll hit Analyze again. Normally I would do, I'm trying to go as slow as I possibly can, but there's not really much you can slow down in this process. It is more visual, trying to explain everything I'm doing, thought processing, but it's like, yep, there we go. What we have found a data site. That's fine. So normally what I would then go ahead and do is scan each of these down, see if we've got any more, but in this situation what I'm going to do is I'm going to recall my probes, and I'm going to hit this, which is Warp 2. And it tells me, boom, local shattered life support unit, and we'll just close that there. And then what we'll do is we'll close our probe scanner. And off we go. Now with this part, what we're doing is we're jumping into a high sec site, so it's relatively safe, this site. But we never know what we find, so we've got to always be on alert. You want to keep the overview on local to make sure, and there she is, there's the site. Now what we're looking for is these things. These are our shards, and these are what we want to. So if we bring us up, I'm going to orbit, and I'm going to orbit us at 2500. If you're a bit impatient like myself, you can pop on that, make sure you reload your corporal, pop on your micro warp drive, and get in a bit closer, a bit quicker, and we'll just turn it off there. Alright, so we're now going to orbit it. As soon as we're within 5,000 meters, which you can now see we are, we can go down to here and we can pop our data analyzer. Once you have your data analyzer click on it, it'll automatically target it and pop up this window here. Now this is the hacking mini game that I discussed earlier in the last video as well, and this is basically how we get into shards. So we want to just click, and you notice that 4 came up there. So it's very much like Minesweeper. If anybody's ever played Minesweeper, the closer the numbers are, the closer we are to something. Now in this case we've hit a firewall, which is a blocker. which means that we can't go through that without sacrificing virus strength. Now it's not virus strength, sorry, it's virus cohesion. Now these are basically like, the cohesion is basically hit points, and your strength is your attack strength. So what we'll do is we'll ignore that for now. See, they also have a cohesion and a strength point. So we'll come back here. 3, so we're on the right track. Go this way. 2. Oh, hit another virus wall, so we'll go the other way. 2, 2, 2. We're not getting anywhere, so what we'll do is we'll come back. And look, there's a 1. There's a 1, so... now we found a repair module. This allows us to repair our coherence. So we just click that, it should automatically repair now every time we make a turn. There's no point in stacking them, so best just to use them as soon as you get them. Now this is what we are looking for. This is the system core. Now we'll notice that the system core has a total of 50 cohesion, but it hits back at a strength of 10. Ours is 25 with we have a health of 65, so we just click it once, brings us down to 25, click again, and that's it. We're in. Excellent. So what we do is we just stop our ship there, go space, and move towards it a wee bit so that we're within range to open her up and have a little look, see what we've got. And we'll just open her up, and we'll see that we have a symmetry decryptor and some carbon. You can get the rough estimated cost of how much ISK that is here, and we'll just look all for now. Alright, and what we'll do is we'll move on to the next one. Now there's 3 in this system, so we'll just go ahead and move on to that one. Notice it is very far away, it's 43 kilometers away, so what we'll do once again is we'll pop the micro warp drive. That'll allow us to travel almost a kilometer a second, so it'll only take us about 40 seconds to get into range about what we need to do. And so we can just clean up so we don't have to worry about it. We'll just right click and we'll unlock that target. We don't need to worry about that one anymore. Now in high sec it's very rare that you do come across what I'm going to talk about next, but you do sometimes do it. Sometimes it is best just to scan and unlock every single one of these, as you can sometimes trigger a trap. Now what the trap will be is it will probably be that the shard automatically explodes, causing quite a bit of damage to your ship, or it could trigger a host of defenders. These defenders will probably be quite a bit outside your skill range initially, and what they will do is they will try and blow up the shards as well. If they do that, they will do quite a lot of damage to you, so you just have to be aware of that, and if something like that does occur, be ready to get out of the system, get out of the site relatively quickly. You don't want to be caught in their fire. Alright, so we'll come up to the next one, we'll just hold control, and we'll click, and that will allow us to target it, and then we'll hit our data analyzer. Once again, we're into the wee mini game. Now, once again, like scanning, this mini game does take up quite a lot of time. Just trying to get it right. There we go, another utility system. 4, 3, 2. We've hit a firewall. So we'll go another firewall. Now you notice there I actually clicked on the firewall and I did actually damage it, which means if I do it again, I can get rid of the firewall. And there we go, found something else. And that's not good. That's another enemy subset of defense antivirus subsystems. Once again, it's like a firewall, it's just a bit more dangerous. So we'll ignore that for now. The best thing to do is explore as much as you can of these without having to engage any of the firewalls. Anything. So we can see we've done a lot. None of these seem to have any, so we'll have to engage this firewall again. And we'll pop in there. There's our system core. So once again, we'll just dump, and we're in. We'll hit open cargo up here. Just move us a wee bit closer, and what we'll do is once more we will get into the cargo in question. And this time it's just been some carbon. Not great, but once again we are in high sec, so we are to be expected that not every one of these will have something nice and juicy inside. But that doesn't mean they can't have really nice things, as sometimes you might get some modules which look a bit beyond what you're used to seeing in high sec, and if I get one of those, what we'll do is we'll explain what we've just seen. But I don't think we will. Not today anyway. But ultimately, this is what scanning really this is what scanning and using for data sites really entails. There's not much to it. I said fitting the ship and actually doing the act. Once you've done that, that's really it. Not much else we really need to discuss when it comes to scanning. It's very basic, but mastering it is hard. Mastering it is not easy. There's a lot more to explore and expand upon yourself, such as moving into low sec and null sec. Of course, I'd always advise against being straight into nullsec and lowsec, as you could take a lot of losses. Once again, bit of an old EVH ad, just never fly what you can't afford to replace. So what we'll do is we'll do this one last one, and then we'll end it there today. Okay, so once again, into the wee minigame. Yeah, old hats by now, you've already done it once or twice. You know exactly what you're doing. And there we go. Just like playing Minesweeper. Follow the numbers. And there we go, system core. Boom. And we're in. And once again, another one is symmetry. That's us. So if we then come up to our inventory, make it small, we'll open it up and we'll pop it there. And we'll see we get 2 of those symmetry decryptors, a total for 637,000 ISK, which is for a new player, not bad. We also got some carbon, which is really not worth much to us, but it does mean that we got some symmetry sculptures, and that's not bad. A great last tip I'll give you for today is when you have your probe scanner launched up like this, you can hit this wee button here to just undock it, close that, and then you can have this flying around like any other window. It means as soon as you jump into a system, you can know if it's worth staying or worth moving on to the next system. And you'll notice that the system we are in has now vanished from that, since we have now completed it. It's now been done. So that's all that needs to be discussed today with regard to probe scanning. Hope everything's good. If you get any questions or anything, leave them in the comments below, and I'll get around to answering them next time. That's it. So fly safe, guys.